What if the most dangerous lie you believe isn't about your potential, but about your expiration date? We carry this invisible clock strapped to our wrists. It's ticking a constant, anxious rhythm in the back of our minds. It tells us we are running out of time, that by now we should have arrived, that by a certain age we should have achieved a specific set of milestones: the career, the status, the bank account, the life. We look at our peers, we scroll through curated highlight reels, and we measure our behind, the scene's chaos against everyone else's finished product, and we feel it, that sinking, hollow feeling of being late, of being behind, the terrifying thought that maybe, just maybe, we've already missed our one and only shot at a remarkable life. This is the myth of the deadline. It's a story we've been sold since we were young, a societal script we agreed to follow without ever questioning the author. We internalize this arbitrary timetable, and we let it become a source of our deepest insecurities and our greatest fears. It fuels our impatience, our frustration, and that quiet, desperate voice that whispers, "It's too late for you." But what if the author of that script was wrong? What if the clock on your wrist is a counterfeit, its hands pointing to a time that doesn't even exist? Consider the story of a man who was rejected from every single one of his dreams. He failed his primary school exams. Not once, but twice. He failed his middle school exams 3 times. He applied to Harvard and was rejected 10 times. He was one of 24 people applying for a job at KFC. 23 were hired. He was the only one they turned away. The world, by every conceivable metric on that standard timetable, had stamped him with one definitive label: failure. It told him he was behind. It told him he didn't measure up. It told him he had missed his chance. The world was wrong. That man is Jack Ma, and his story is living, breathing proof that the timeline you fear you've fallen behind simply does not exist. His success didn't come because he followed a predetermined path. It came because he refused to let a predetermined path define his finish line. He understood something fundamental that we must all grasp. Life is not a race against others on a track with a fixed end point. It is a personal journey through uncharted territory, and you are the only one who gets to draw the map. Your path is unique. Your terrain is different. Your pace is your own. The pressure you feel, that weight of expectation, is a ghost. It's a construct you can choose to dismantle, piece by piece, starting today. The only thing that is truly late is the realization that you ever had to follow someone else's schedule in the first place. Your value, your potential, your capacity for greatness is not diminished by a number. It is not erased by a birthday. It is built by your character, your resilience, and the daily work you put into yourself, regardless of the date on the calendar. So let that artificial clock crumble from your wrist. Let its anxious ticking fade into silence. Your time is not running out. It is gathering. It is accumulating. Every experience you've had, every so-called failure, every detour, every moment you spent feeling lost, was not time wasted. It was time spent gathering data, building strength, and preparing you for a journey that is yours and yours alone. This is your liberation from comparison. This is your permission to begin again, to start today, to believe that your greatest chapters are not behind you. They are waiting to be written, and the pen has been in your hand all along. But if success isn't found on a clock, then where do you find it? The answer is not in the grand, sweeping gestures you see in the movies. It is not in the single, life-changing moment of luck. The truth is far more profound, and it is available to you this very second. It is hidden in the plain sight of your daily routine, in the small, seemingly insignificant choices you make when no one is watching. This is the ancient, unshakable law of the universe, the compound effect of tiny wins. Imagine 2 people standing at the base of the same mountain. One looks up at the distant, intimidating peak and says, "It's too far. I could never get there." They never take a single step. The other person doesn't focus on the peak. They simply lower their gaze to the path right in front of them and take one step, then another and another. They don't think about the miles ahead. They only think about the next few feet. Days pass, weeks. The first person is still at the base camp, overwhelmed and defeated. The second person, with each relentless, small step, they have climbed higher than they ever thought possible. They are not yet at the summit, but they can now see a horizon the first person will never witness. Your life is that mountain, and you are both people. The part of you that feels overwhelmed, that fears the distance, that wants the result without the process. That is the first person. But the part of you that knows deep down that a single step matters, that is your true self. That is the champion within. A tiny win is a single step. Reading 10 pages of a book is a step. Choosing water over soda is a step. Spending 30 minutes learning a new skill instead of 30 minutes scrolling is a step. Saving a small amount of money is a step. These are not dramatic actions. They will not get you applause. They feel insignificant. They feel like they don't count. This is where the magic is hidden. This is where you must trust a force greater than your immediate feelings. Because these steps compound, just like a single penny doubled every day becomes a fortune, a single small win, doubled by consistency, becomes a fortune of character, skill, and inevitable success. Each tiny victory sends a ripple through your entire being. It is a vote for your self-esteem. It is a deposit in your bank of confidence. It is proof to your subconscious mind that you are a person who keeps promises to yourself. And with each vote, each deposit, each proof, you become stronger. You build momentum. The steps become easier. The path becomes clearer. What was once a difficult choice becomes an unconscious habit. What was once a distant dream becomes your inevitable destination. You must fall in love with the step, not the summit. The summit is merely a byproduct. The joy, the growth, the strength. It is all forged on the path. It is earned in the daily grind. The writer doesn't focus on the finished novel. They fall in love with the daily ritual of writing one page. The athlete doesn't obsess over the championship medal. They commit to the daily sweat of one more rep. They trust the process. They trust the compound effect. This is how you build an unshakable life. Not with a giant leap that requires perfect conditions, but with small, consistent steps that you can take no matter the weather, no matter your mood, no matter your circumstances. Stop waiting for the perfect moment to make a perfect change. That moment is a myth. The perfect moment is now, and the perfect change is a small one. Right now, decide on one tiny win you can achieve today, just one, and then do it. That step, no matter how small, is you declaring that your future is more important than your present comfort. It is you beginning your climb. And where does this daily climb truly begin? It begins in the quiet, in the first moments of your day, before the world has a chance to lay its demands upon you. This is the most sacred ground you will ever stand on the blank canvas of your morning. What you choose to do in this space doesn't just set the tone for your day, it fundamentally defines the trajectory of your life. This is not about a routine, it is about a ritual. A ritual is a series of actions performed with intention and meaning. It is a ceremony where you honor the person you are committed to becoming. The moment you open your eyes, you are at a crossroads. One path is easy, well trodden, and leads to the same destination as yesterday. It is the path of reaching for the phone, of immediately consuming the world's chaos, of letting other people's agendas become your own before you've even had a chance to remember your own name. It is the path of reaction. The other path is quieter, more deliberate. It is the path of creation. This is the path where you claim the first hour for yourself. Not for your boss, not for your family, not for the endless scroll of social media. For you, this is non-negotiable. This is the foundation upon which empires of character are built. Think of it as a private meeting with your future self. What is the most important conversation you need to have? It might be 5 minutes of silence, just listening to your own breath, reminding yourself that you are here, you are alive, and today is a gift. It might be 5 minutes of writing down 3 things you are grateful for, wiring your brain to seek out the good before it ever encounters the bad. It might be 20 minutes of moving your body, not as a punishment, but as a celebration of what it can do. Stretching, walking, feeling the blood flow and the energy rise. It might be 10 minutes reading a few pages of a book that challenges and inspires you, filling your mind with fuel before it is clogged with the static of the day. Each of these actions is a statement. It is a declaration to the universe and, more importantly, to yourself. I am in charge. My peace is my priority. My growth is my mission. This ritual is your anchor. No matter how chaotic the storm of your day becomes, you have this anchor. You have already won. You have already done something meaningful for yourself, and that feeling of quiet accomplishment cannot be taken from you. It changes your entire posture toward the world. You walk into your day not as a beggar, desperate for validation and distraction, but as a king or queen who has already claimed their treasure. You operate from a place of abundance, not scarcity. You respond instead of react. You lead instead of follow. This daily ritual is how you sculpt your destiny. Destiny is not a lottery ticket you wait to win. It is a block of marble you are given every single morning. The distractions, the noise, the immediate gratifications, these are the hammers and chisels of carelessness that will leave your marble a broken, formless mess. But your ritual, your intentional, purposeful actions, those are the tools of a master artist. With each mindful choice, you chip away a piece of what does not serve you. You reveal the strength, the beauty, and the power that was always hidden within. You are not building a routine. You are carving a masterpiece. One day, 1 hour, one intentional moment at a time, the world will try to interrupt this ceremony. It will scream for your attention. Your own mind will resist. But you must protect this time with a ferocity you never knew you had. Because you are not just protecting a few minutes. You are protecting your future. You are protecting your potential. You are protecting the one and only life you have been given. But this path of daily ritual of tiny wins is not a peaceful walk through a meadow. It is a climb, and every climb has a steep section, a treacherous part that tests your will to the absolute core. This is the unseen battle. This is the war that rages silently between your ears in the private theater of your mind. This is where every single dream either becomes real or evaporates into fantasy. Because your mind, for all its incredible power, is wired for comfort. It is wired for conservation. It will resist the very growth you are seeking. It will present you with a million logical, convincing reasons to quit, to delay, to take the easier path. It will tell you that you are tired, that you deserve a break, that tomorrow is a better day to start. This voice is not your enemy. It is a primitive part of you that believes it is keeping you safe. But safety is an illusion. Stagnation is the real danger. Your mission is not to silence this voice, but to recognize it for what it is, the ghost of your former self, clinging to the familiar. And then you must choose to act in spite of it. This moment of choice, this split second where you override the impulse to quit, is where your character is forged. It is the repetition of this choice, day after day, that builds the most powerful force known to humanity, discipline. Do not misunderstand this word. Discipline is not a prison. It is not a punishment. Discipline is the highest form of self-love. It is the ultimate declaration of freedom. It is freedom from the tyranny of your moods. It is freedom from the opinions of others. It is freedom from the regret of knowing you could have been more. Every time you choose to do the work when you don't feel like it, you are not depriving yourself of comfort. You are gifting yourself with unshakable self-respect. You are sending a message to your soul that you can be trusted, that you will not abandon yourself when it gets difficult. This is how you build an identity that cannot be broken by external circumstances. You are no longer someone who wants to be fit. You are someone who does the workout. You are no longer someone who dreams of writing a book. You are someone who writes every day. Your actions are no longer separate from your identity, they become it. This is the psychological shift that changes everything. You stop acting based on how you feel, and you start feeling based on how you act. The pain of this effort is real. It is a burn, it is a strain, but you must learn to lean into this pain. You must learn to find a strange comfort in its discomfort, because it is the clearest sign that you are growing. You are moving beyond your old limits. You are becoming more. Contrast this with a different kind of pain. The dull, heavy, aching pain of regret. The pain of looking back weeks, months, years from now and wondering, what if? What if I had just started? What if I had been consistent? What if I had believed in myself for just 5 more minutes each day? The pain of discipline is sharp, clean, and temporary. It is the pain of a muscle growing. The pain of regret is a cancer of the soul. It is a weight that crushes you slowly, forever. The choice is always yours. You will experience pain either way. Choose the pain that leads to pride, not the pain that leads to pity. Win the battle in your mind just for today, then win it again tomorrow. This is how you conquer yourself. And in conquering yourself, you conquer the world. And so you win these daily battles. You show up, you do the work, you honor the ritual, you push through the resistance, and for what? For a title, for a bank account. For the applause of others, those are merely shadows, fleeting reflections in the window of a passing train. The true reward, the profound and lasting victory, is the person you become in the process. This is the legacy you are building, not a legacy written in stone for others to see, but a legacy etched into the very fabric of your being. A legacy of character. One day, perhaps years from now, someone will look at you and your life, not with envy, but with genuine curiosity. They will see the strength in your gaze, the calm in your presence, the resilience in your spirit, and they will ask a single, powerful question. How did you do it? And in that moment, you will not tell them about one lucky break. You will not recount a story of a single, shining moment of destiny. Your story will be told in the plural. It will be a story of days, thousands of them. You will speak of the mornings you woke up tired, but woke up early anyway. You will speak of the nights you chose a book over a distraction. You will speak of the countless times you failed, felt the sting of disappointment, and then made the one decision that truly matters. You tried again. You will speak of the invisible hours, the uncelebrated efforts, the silent sacrifices that no one ever saw. You will speak of the discipline that became freedom. You will speak of the tiny wins that compounded into an unshakable life. This is the story that will inspire them, not because it is a story of superhuman talent or miraculous intervention, but because it is a human story. It is a story of choice. It is a story of grit. It is a story that whispers a terrifying and exhilarating truth to everyone who hears it. If they could do it, then so can I. Your legacy is not what you get. It is what you become, and what you become becomes a beacon for others. It becomes living proof that the path exists, that the climb is worth it, that a human being can decide to change their life and then, through the relentless application of daily effort, actually do it. This is how you change your world, not by a single grand gesture, but by the quiet dignity of your daily commitment. You give others permission to believe in their own potential. You become a silent testament to the power of the human spirit. You prove that success has no age. It only has requirement, that you work on yourself daily. The world is not waiting for a superhero. It is waiting for you to finally become the person you have always been capable of being. It is waiting for you to stop waiting, to stop believing in the myth of the deadline, to start believing in the power of this day, this hour, this moment. The equipment you need is already in your hands. The path is right in front of you. The legacy does not begin someday in the future. It begins with the very next choice you make. Choose to build it.